Okay, good morning. It's Marianne here from Splinter Hill Holistics, ready to do our daily energy routine. Sorry, I had to rotate my phone. Am I live? Could somebody say something if they're here? Okay, I'm going to get started and I hope somebody's out there. Could somebody just leave a comment quickly if you're on, and I'll know that I'm live. Okay, well, I'm just assuming that I am. Good morning, everyone. If there's anyone out there this morning, happy Tuesday. I guess we are on Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And I'm here to do my daily energy routine and do it with you guys to help keep our bodies healthy and strong and our energy supporting us in holding our strength during this time. I do this daily energy routine every day, and it makes me feel vibrant and healthy and strong most of the time. So here we go. I'm going to move back. And, okay, I'm going to tip my phone just a little bit so that, there we go, that's better. Okay, good morning, Sherry. So we're just going to jump right into the daily energy routine. We do this routine every day to help us feel healthy and strong and keep our energies flowing and balanced and able to support our body in doing its own healing. So we're going to start by spooning our feet. And if you don't have your stainless steel spoon out yet, that's okay. You don't have to do this part or run and get one, but I always start with spooning my feet every morning with a stainless steel spoon. This is a big one, serving spoon, but you can use just a small, any stainless steel spoon out of your cupboard, and that just picks up the electromagnetic energy in your body and helps open up points in your feet and get you grounded. And then my feet feel much more firmly in the ground. And so we're going to start with the 4 thumps. And the first thump is on the beginning point of stomach meridian, on the cheekbones beneath the eyes. And that's driving the yawn energy down into the earth. You're probably going to hear my kitty this morning. He seems to be meowing around here. Oscar. So that helps get us grounded, get our yawn energy flowing down. And then we're going to move down to the kidney 27 points. If you run along your clavicle bone into the center points and dip down, there's some dips there. Those are the end points on kidney meridian in there. We're going to tap them really hard as well, and that's going to pull the yin energy up from the earth. Kidney meridian begins at the bottom of the feet, and so we're going to, by tapping the end point, we're pumping energy up from the earth. So now we've got a little bit of yin and yang flow going on to help us wake up. This really helps me wake up. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed in the morning and I don't really feel like getting up, I do this particular thump to help get my kidney energy flowing and wake me up a little bit. And then I'm going to move to the thymus point, which is in the center of the breastbone. Wake up. So the thymus point helps message around the body to create more T cells and boosts the immune system. Really helps that thymus gland do its job. And then I'm going to go to my spleen points, which if you put your hand just straight underneath your armpit at the bottom of your fingers, if you push around there, you'll find some little tender points, and those are spleen points. And so spleen is very important to help keep us healthy and strong. It's about metabolizing new things into the body, into our minds, to our being. And right now we have so many new things happening. Everything's changing so quickly. Spleen is really going to help us be able to deal with that. Spleen is also really good for our earth energy. Okay, you could rub it if you don't really want to tap it. And now we're going to get some crossovers happening, because it's very important for the energies of the right brain to be working the left side of the body, and the left brain to be working the right side of the body. And those crossovers move through our energies through on many levels, right down to the double helix of the DNA. We are crossing over, and our energies are crossing over. So we grab the shoulders and pull down to the opposite hip. Get these crossovers started. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat, of course. Okay, and then we're going to go right into a cross crawl and really get these energies crossing over. Now, this is another thing that really wakes you up in the morning. So often I'm thumping my kidney 27s and then doing these little crossovers while I'm laying in bed. And then next thing I know, I bounce out of bed. And then we're going to pull into the cross crawl. So now we're pulling through the aura and crossing the body. We really want to twist at the waist. And if you can't do this standing up, please feel free to do any of these things sitting, okay? Or lying down if you need to. You can get right into the twist in that waist with your elbow hitting your knee. I just do a more gentle cross crawl, but I really do make sure to twist my waist. And so if you feel like these are not energizing you, then you are in what we call a homolateral pattern, or in a chronic homolateral pattern, where your energies are not adequately crossing over. And so there's another exercise for that, and you can PM me if you need it. If you feel like these crossovers are not energizing you. Once you do these, you should feel quite wide awake. Okay, so we get the crossovers going, and sometimes I just swing my arms at the end to make that feel good. You guys are just getting in on my daily routine. So it often looks a little different than Donna Eden's, because I've added things, I've changed things a little bit to suit myself. So now we're going to do connecting heaven and earth. So connecting heaven and earth, you rub your hands together and you shake them off and lie them on your thighs for grounding. So you just feel that energy down into the earth. Feels so good. And now pull that together at the heart center in a peripheral position. Rub your hands together again, and we're going to shoot one hand flat up to the heavens, and the other one flat down to the earth. So we're going to do this. Up and down, and a big stretch here. We really want to stretch both directions. And the way to do this is to look up at your upper hand and hold your breath. And I'm not holding my breath because I'm talking. I'm kind of holding my breath and talking. And really stretch that. And now when you need to let your breath go, you pull back to the heart center, rub your hands together, and go up the other side. Oh, and really stretch. And spleen meridian and liver meridian is all in here. It really opens up the energy to flow. It connects heaven and earth. You're pulling the energy down through your upper hands from the heavens and up from the earth. And you pull that together at your heart center, and this is where it's going to cross over, and you're going to go up the other side. It's really good. This energy flows right through the bones, and it opens up stuck energy in all the major joints in the body. So it really can help stop arthritic starts and just congestion that's in your joints. And this is the exercise that we do to clear energy out of our bodies that we may have picked up from someone else. So this would be the exercise that I would do between seeing clients to make sure my body is clear, and especially at the end of my day. Now I'm going to take this top hand at the end, and now I'm going to pull that energy all the way down to the earth, and now I'm going to hang. And it just as much as you can bend over. I mean, if it's only a little bit, that's fine too. Just going to let my head dangle. And then I'm going to start my body swaying back and forth. And as I do that, as you do that, you notice that your hands make kind of a figure 8 pattern as they swing back and forth. And energy moves in figure 8 patterns. So now make those figure 8 patterns flow beneath your feet and start to weave that figure 8 up through your aura, all the way up. And really see if you can feel your aura in your hands as you move through. You don't have to go fast. You can go slow and feel the quality of your aura this morning as you move through it with your hands. We're going to go all the way back down again. And don't worry if you can't go all the way. Just go with your eyes all the way down. And then I'm going to roll and fluff up my aura. Roll, 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 roll it up. And hands back to back above my head. And now I'm going to flow down really slowly through my aura, cleansing and cleaning my aura of any static, anything that doesn't need to be there, anything that isn't serving me this morning as I go down to my hips and ground back in again. And there's another one. I'm really working my aura a lot right now because I want my aura, it's our first line of defense against pathogens, against any external energies that don't belong in our bodies or in our auras. So another thing that I like to do in my aura is I also put my hands back to back in the front and I pull again through my aura, really cleansing and cleaning as I go. And although I can't reach my hands and touch them together at my back, I imagine that I do. And then I take right from the center of my back, I pick up the curtain. I don't know if you can see my fingers here. I pick up the edge of the curtain at the edge of my aura and I pull it around from the center of my back all the way around the front and close that curtain and lock it off. And that's another little layer of protection that I've got now at the edge of my aura. It's a really beautiful thing to do. It feels very secure and safe. So now yesterday, if you were watching, I did the Wayne Cook exercise. This is the exercise to help you access your words, to help you sort out information in your brain, to help make sense of things, to help store information properly and then retrieve it properly. I did it sitting down. And today I'm going to do a standing version. And so you can still do this sitting down and cross your legs while sitting. So let's take our, if you can do it standing and you have good balance, that's great. Take your right leg and put it over your left leg, and then hands back to back in front of you. Now take your right hand and slide it over so that your palms are facing. Okay, slide it over your hands so your palms are facing. Clasp your fingers together and pull this in. Do you ever remember doing this as a child? I did it a lot, and I know now it's because I was unscrambling myself. Little kids, we all do so many energetic things to help our energies be balanced that we're not even aware of. So now we're going to start the pumping. So we're going to pump up as we breathe in and down as we breathe out. And you certainly don't have to go all the way down like I do. I kind of try and also stretch my body and get a little exercise while I'm doing this. But you can do a pump that's just like this. You can even just pump your head a little bit. So we're pumping yin and yang. So we're going down with the yang energy, and then we're pulling the yin energy back up. We've got our energies crossed over here at many levels. We're holding on to some meridian points in our hands. And inside our energies, right down inside our bodies and brain, things are sorting out, unscrambling, crossing over. Unscrambling. It feels really good. And now we're going to slide to the other side. So we're going to open up our hands and we're going to take our feet and we're going to put the left foot over the right, hands back to back, left hand over the right hand, so the palms are facing forwards, facing each other. Clasp the hands and pull in. Now, if you're having difficulty getting this, it might be because you are scrambled, and it's sometimes when you're quite scrambled, it's hard to get these holds straight. But the more you work on this, the less scrambled you will be, and the more clear your brain will be, the better your memory will be. This exercise was designed to help people with dyslexia and stuttering. And then it was found to help kids that have ADHD, and other types of learning disabilities, not just kids, but adults too. And we use it now for all manners of connections in the brain. It's very healthy for our brain and our bodies, and it's really great for brain-body connection. And now we're going to pull out of that, and we're going to put our hands together in a prayerful position and your thumbs into your third eye. So that's just right between your eyebrows and up a tiny little bit. You'll find a little divot there that'll feel good when you get your thumbs into it. And now we're going to take a few breaths here and just sit and close your eyes and see if you can feel that energy pulling forward from the back of the brain forward to their frontal lobes. This creates a really strong connection between the back brain and forebrain. And now take your thumbs and slide them slowly across your forehead to your temples, and bury your fingers into your third eye really tightly, and pull really tightly across and open that third eye up and shake that off. Energy's a thing. We don't just throw it out this way, we throw it down always because we don't want to throw it at other people. And now we're going to go into the crown pull, which is, the crown pull is all along the top of the skull, all the way down to the base of the neck. So we're just going to start at the top of the forehead, and we're going to bury our fingers right in the top of the head and really pull hard open. And open, drag those fingers right across down to your ears. This, there's just a little suture line there at the skull that should move a little bit and allow energy to flow in and out. And sometimes when our brain gets too full or we're under too much stress, those muscles tighten right up, and that energy doesn't flow through. And sometimes we just feel like our head's going to explode. And this really opens it up and go all the way down the back of the neck. See, I'm going all the way down the back of my head, all the way across and down the back of my neck. And when you get to the base of the neck, just hang on those big traps on your shoulders. Hang there for a minute. Squeeze, and then pull and drag that over and cross over your heart. Okay, so now we're getting juicy. Let's zip up our energy. So our central meridian, from the base of the pubic bone, we're going to zip slowly up the center of the body to underneath the bottom lip, and we're going to do that 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3, and on the third one, we're going to lock that off. When we get to underneath the lip, lock it off and throw it off. And now we're going to go up the back, up governing meridian, from the base of the spine all the way up the back. And don't worry if you can't reach your fingers, just reach where you can, up over the top and underneath the nose. So I'm going to do that 2 more times, and on the third time, the same, I'm going to lock it off. And the reason we lock these off, I'm going to explain in the next exercise. I'm going to take my middle finger and do the hook up and put it in my navel, and middle finger of the other hand and put it in my third eye. I'm going to push in hard and pull up and hold that. Now this hooks up the central and the governing meridian, the 2 we just traced. And when those 2 hook up at the back of their throat, they throw energy out into what we call the microcosmic orbit that spins through the aura all the way down to your feet and creates another layer of protection in the aura that is really good for us. And this helps calm us down. It helps us, it acts upon the central nervous system. It helps us feel safe and secure because we have that microcosmic orbit spinning and helping hold our energies. If you receive shocking news, this hookup is also can stop a seizure. If someone's in seizure, if you hook them up, it can stop a seizure. And you know, we had heard that a lot during energy medicine as we studied, but I had never heard of any, well, other than stories of people using it. But one of my colleagues did use it because someone went into seizure on her table, and it worked. So now we're all, it definitely worked for her. So this might be a good preventative for someone who has epilepsy as well. So now we're going to let that go, and we're going to go into the Celtic weave. So the Celtic weave is a weave within the layers of the aura. It's actually at the edge of our aura, and it's a weave of information. And the energy mostly is moving in figure 8 patterns. And at the edge of our aura, there's a really strong weave that kind of looks like a loosely woven knit silk sweater with multicolors, and it floats and flows at the edge of your aura, and it's in its wisdom able to discern when it's strong and healthy what should get in and what should not get in. And when our aura is not healthy and strong, sometimes it can't do that discerning at the edge of the aura. So let's rub our hands together here and shake them off and get right into the Celtic weave. And that weave also then weaves in a circuit of information right down into the very center of your being, and also interacts with the greater grid. So this is a real beauty. All these exercises seem so simple, but they do a lot. Donna Eden created these exercises to help us generally be quite balanced. And I tell you, if you do this every day for 6 weeks, you're going to feel very good. You're going to notice the difference. So what I'm doing here is I rub my hands together and I'm making an energy ball with my hands. So I'm going to start small and kind of move my hands slowly back and forth until I can feel a little resistance and feel that there is something there between my hands, and there is something there. I'm going to stretch that. Don't worry if you don't feel it. It's still there. Your hands just get more and more sensitive to energy the more you work with it. We all can feel it. It's just we haven't. So let's put our hands up to our ears now and let that stream of energy flow through the head. And now you're picking up that energy with your fingertips and your palms, and you have streams and ribbons of rainbow colored energy flowing out of your fingertips now. And you're going to pull your elbows together and then cross your fingers slowly across your face. And now we're going to weave that out to the edge of the aura, and weave that out and weave it out. And just think of those streams coming out your fingers. And then we're going to pick all that up and throw it down over the back like a big comfortable sweater and let it shimmy down your back. And then just stand there for a second, let that shiver down your back. And when it really is not needed in your body, it'll kind of give you a little shiver. Let's do it one more time. Rub your hands together and make that energy ball. Hands up to the ears. Elbows out. And now we're going to pull our elbows together, cross that over, and weave that beautiful Celtic weave all the way to the edges of our aura. And up and down over the back. Beautiful. So that's Donna Eden's daily energy routine, and I think I threw in connecting heaven and earth because it's so beautiful. So now today, I would be thrilled if you just stayed for that part. And if you want to stay for more, I'm going to continue on a little bit because this morning I'm going to do my radiant circuits. And I think that we really need our radiant circuits right now because we're all at home. We're kind of stuck in our homes with whoever is here in the home. And, we mostly all really love each other and love to be together, but weeks that could turn into months together in the home with the same people can get a little testy sometimes. And the radiant circuits will help you feel more joyful and light. The radiant circuits are our joy circuits. They help us feel They help us feel very light and buoyant and fun and radiant. It's the energy of falling in love. It's the energy of orgasm and the energy of laughter with your friends. And so these energies make you feel really good. So let's do them and see how good you feel after you trace your radiant circuits. I'm going to be doing this a lot through this time, and I do it fairly often anyway, but I think this is a really good one to help us keep our moods light over this next little while. So the radiant circuits, we've already traced 2 of them, central and governing. So let's trace them one more time. Whew, and throw that off into that big microcosmic orbit all around your body. Okay? And now we're going to do the yin and yang bridge flow. The bridge flows help bridge our energies within and energies within the self and the aura and the body, but it also helps bridge energies out between us and other people and helps communication be more clear, helps us to hear and be heard with others. So let's do the bridge flows. The yin bridge flow is, all bridge flows start at the base of the skull, down here. So we're going to pull from the base of the skull. We're going to go up to the forehead, and then we're going to go down the sides of the face, and all the way down the neck to between the breasts. And now we're going to do 3 hearts around the chest down to the pubic bone. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go down the inside of the legs, all the way down, and tuck our fingers in underneath the arches and stick our butt way up in the air. And then we're going to come up spleen, which is on the inside of the big toes, on the medial side, up the inside of the legs, flaring out at the hips, up past the armpits, and down to those spleen 21 points. Spleen is also a radiant circuit, and it's a meridian and a radiant circuit. So let's do that one more time. We usually do radiant circuits twice. Start at the base of the skull, up over the head, to the forehead, the side of the face, down the center of the neck, between the breasts, heart, 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 down the inside of the legs, and tuck into the arches. Stick your butt up and come up spleen, up the inside of the legs, flaring out at the hips, and down to those spleen 21 points. Now we're going to do the yang bridge. So that was the yin bridge, which bridges yin energies. Now we're going to do the yang bridge. So we're going to start here, and we're going to go down to the shoulders and squeeze. Now, it's a pattern of figure eights down the back. And since we can't reach our back, we're going to do something fun. We're going to just do these tight figure eights, and we're going to imagine them. Close your eyes and imagine them on your back. Imagine that someone is standing behind you, painting these nice figure eight patterns all down your back, right to your hips. And then take and turn and move yourself right into those figure eights. Doesn't that feel good? And then I like to slide down the backs of my legs and come up spleen, the inside of the legs, up to the armpits and down. Let's do that one more time, okay? So we're going to start at the power point. That's what I call it, the power point. And that's what Donna Eden calls it. Down to the shoulders. And then we're going to make those nice tight figure eights and imagine them being on our backs. All the way down to the hips. And then we're going to slide ourselves into those figure eights. And then pull the energy down the backs of the legs and come up spleen. So now we've done our yin and yang bridge. Now we're going to do the yin and yang regulators. So the regulator radiant circuits help regulate processes in the body. Body temperature, hormones, all sorts of things. So let's start those. So the yin regulator starts as a heart on the face. So between the third eye, you go up and around heart to the chin. And then we're going to leave one hand on the chin and the other one slide down the neck to the center here. And now we're going to slide our hands over to the shoulders and down the sides of our arms and squeeze. And now we're going to go over the breasts and down the front of the body And when we get all the way down to the feet, we're going to squeeze the sides of the feet right at the bunion points, at the front of the feet. And we're going to come up spleen. The more you do your daily energy routine with me, you're going to know spleen meridian. Spleen is so important to keep us really healthy. Now let's do that one more time. Heart on a stick. I dream of genie arms. And oh, aren't I beautiful, all down the front. And come up spleen. There's little rhymes to go with all these exercises. Some of them are silly, but they're help us remember them. So that's the yin regulator. Now we're going to do the yang regulator. So we're going to kind of cover our eyes and go slide up around the ears and down the neck and hang on the shoulders. And now we're going to cross and go down the backs of the arms and really squeeze the backs of those arms. And now let's pull across to the back of the body. And now we're going to go all the way down the back of the legs. And we're going to squeeze the Achilles tendon on the heels and come up spleen. So let's try that one again. The rhyme that goes with this one is James Dean Hare. Squeeze the shoulders. I dream of genie arms. And oh, aren't I beautiful, all down the back. Squeeze the Achilles tendon and come up spleen. There we go. Now I'm starting to feel like giggling a little bit because my radiant circuits are getting going here. Okay, so let me see, what haven't we done? The belt flow. Okay, let's do the belt flow. The belt flow is an energy that flows around the waist and helps connect the upper and lower body and the root chakra with the upper chakras. It's really good for restless legs. It's really good to make sure that we're really well grounded. So we're going to start, you start in the center of the small of your back. We call this is the Mingmen. And so we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna pull across, like so, quite tightly across. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3 to the opposite hip, and then we're gonna squeeze down that opposite leg like a tube of toothpaste and all the way off that foot. We're gonna do each to one twice. So 1, 2, 3, and down. And then we're gonna do the other side. So the rhyme for this one is, where's my belt? Where's my belt? Where's my belt? My pants are falling down. Where's my belt? Where's my belt? Where's my belt? My pants are falling down. Okay, and come up spleen. Okay. So now that's the belt flow, and then we're going to do the penetrating flow. This is the last one. And so we're going to get right into the small of the back here, where this Minmen is. This is a really important point. And so we're going to stretch it and open it up. We're just going to get in there and really rub it up and open it up and stretch it a bit. And then we're going to rub just a little above that and down onto the sacrum. And then we're going to come slowly up over the hips and down to the pubic bone. And then we're going to go straight up the center of the body and land on the breasts. And then we're going to go tightly up the neck and curl around the mouth. And here we're going to do 3, like as if you're blowing out a candle. And down onto the chest. Isn't that beautiful? This helps penetrate the changes that we've made by doing our daily energy routine deeply into the body. And the penetrating flow is just helps the feelings penetrate deeper. Everything goes more deeply into the body. It's really lovely. So let's do it again. Open up the Minmen. Rub just above and down onto the sacrum, and then come slowly up around your hips to the pubic bone. These exercises are meant to be done slowly and juicily. You can do them faster. I do sometimes when I'm in a hurry, but it feels so good to do them like this. And land on your chest. Now we have all of this radiant energy flowing. And anybody who wants to drop off can, but I need to do one more thing for my sister Debbie. She loves to trace her meridians with me. And so I'm going to stay here and trace my meridians. And I do it every morning anyway, so let's do it together. And so I'm going to walk you through it nice and slowly. When we trace our meridians, we help them open up. Meridian flows can get stuck energy in them really easily, and that can help. That can create aches and pains and stuff like that in the body. And we can get rid of a lot of that stuff just by tracing our meridians every day and really increasing that flow and making it all really strong. So here we go. We're going to start with central meridian, two that we already know, central and governing. So central meridian goes up the middle of the body and lock it off. Governing comes up the back and lock it off. Now it's spleen time, so we're going to go down to spleen. We already know where that is. On the medial side of the big toe, up the inside of the legs, flaring out at the hips, up past the armpits, and down to those spleen 21 points. And from spleen, we go to heart. Heart starts at the armpit and go down the inside of the arms and off the baby finger. Pit to tip. And then we're going to turn our hands over for small intestine. On the outside of the baby finger, the lateral side, we're going to go up the back of the arm and dip way back at the shoulder as much as you can, up to the hollow of the cheek and the opening of the ear. From the baby finger up the back of the arm, dip back at the shoulders, the hollow of the cheek, and the opening of the ear. And we're going to go from there to bladder. You'll notice when you end at one point, the next point isn't far away. So we're going to go from small intestine to bladder. Bladder starts on the inside of the eyebrows and goes up over the head. And then we're going to land here on our shoulders. We're going to pull that energy down either side of the spine and rub the sacrum a little bit. And then we're going to go around the sacrum like so, or around the buttocks like so. And then we're going to pick up the energy kind of more on the sides of the back and pull up. And you don't have to go all the way up. Just pick up as much as you can. And we're going to go all the way now down over the buttocks and down the backs of the legs and off the baby toe. And stay down here now for kidney. We're going to go underneath the foot. Kidney starts here, underneath the foot. And we're going to slide up around the ankles, do a circle just below the ankles actually, and come up the inside of the leg, all the way straight up the body to those kidney 27 points that we already pumped earlier. And then we're going to go to circulation sacs. The side of the nipple, we're going to come up over the shoulder and down the inside of the arm and off the middle finger. Nipple, down the inside of the arm and off the middle finger. And then we're going to turn that over and we're going to catch triple warmer on the ring finger. So we're going to come up the back of the arm, over the back of the elbow, over the back of the shoulder, up behind the ear, and to the side of the eyebrow. Ring finger up the back of the arm, dip over the shoulder, up the back of the neck, and to the side of the eyebrow. So now we've done triple warmer. Now we're going to go to gallbladder. Gallbladder's a big long one, kind of like bladder. So we're going to start at the side of the eyes and we're going to drop down to the opening of the ear. Then we're going to go straight up the side of the face and do a circle around the forehead and land around the back of the ear to the base of the skull. And from there we're going to go back up over the skull to the center of the forehead. Now we're going to go all the way back and around to the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders, and then we're going to pull that energy from the backs of the shoulders forward at the breasts, back at the waist, forward at the hips, and we're going to come down the sides of the legs and off the fourth toe. And stay down for liver. On the lateral side of the big toe, you're going to come up the inside of the body, flaring out at the hips, and this time we're going to come into under the breasts. That's liver. And then we're going to go to lung, hand on your lung, and down the inside of your arms and off the thumb, lung to thumb. And then we're going to go to the pointer finger, which is at large intestine, and we're going to go up the back of the arm, over the shoulder and up just under the nose and up the curl of the nose. We're going to create a little mustache. So pointer finger up the back of the arm, under the nose, and make a little mustache. And now we're at stomach. We know those stomach points. We're going to drop down to the jaw, go up around the face and down through the eyes, all the way to the clavicle. We're going to go out at the clavicle and down over the nipples and then in. Down the center of the body and kind of start to flare out at the hips and go all the way down the fronts of the legs and off the second toe beside the big toe. And stay down for spleen. We already know where spleen is, on the inside of the big toe. Come all the way back up, flaring out at the hips, up past the armpits, and down to the spleen 21 points. And we always finish again with central and governing. There we go. And throw that all off into radiant energy. And now we have successfully traced all of our meridians, and we're going to do the 9 hearts. We're going to start over the face. 3 hearts. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go down over the trunk. 1, 2, 3. We're going to make great big hearts over our whole body. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to do our last exercise called Heaven Rushing In. I always end my daily routine with Heaven Rushing In. It's a beautiful way to begin your day. And so rub your hands together and shake them off. Lay them on your thighs. And lift your hands up to the heavens. And just ask for whatever strength you need, for whatever you need to help with. Maybe you need help with a difficult conversation. Maybe you just need strength to help deal with stresses that you're dealing with right now. Whatever it is you need, just pull that in right now. And if you just don't have anything to ask for, just let heaven rush in. Down your arms. When you feel that energy flowing down your arms, you pull that into your heart center. There's a vortex there called heaven rushing in. And heaven does rush in. Namaste. I'm going to put my glasses on and come over and say hi. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Susan. Hi, Anamika. Deb. Okay, I'm over and out, and I hope you guys have a really wonderful day. Bye-bye.